for you, Hunter, is going to be Clayton Safety from the Wolverine.
Hunter, a couple things for you. Starting off with, the fact that you guys didn't have a ton of practice a couple weeks ago before Vegas, but you had kind of a week off here. How nice has that been in terms of being able to kind of get things straightened out in practice, and what have then those practices been like?
It's been good for that to have that little break for Thanksgiving. We had the 2 days off on Thanksgiving and then the day after. And so I'm coming back on Saturday before the game. I feel like that practice was really good for us. We got a lot of really good work in with things that Coach said, getting back to our habits of, Michigan basketball and how we play and stuff like that. So I felt like Saturday's practice, we definitely got better. And then yesterday, we did a lot of stuff preparing for UNC and how they play offensively and defensively. And so I feel like, there were 2 really good back-to-back practices for us, getting better and just getting that 1% better that we try to do each and every day.
And then I think you were the first to predict the football team would beat Ohio State earlier on in the season. You just talk about how happy that game made you.
It was, a really good game. Just an unreal atmosphere. I remember being at the game with my brothers, and it was just like the snow and just the football. It was something like out of a movie. And I feel like being a basketball player, supporting the football team is big. Obviously, you see Coach Howard's support, for Coach Harbaugh and the football team. And, we try to do the same as a basketball program to give them, as much support as possible because, they're our classmates as well as, our Michigan family. And so obviously, we want to do what we can to support them. And, they came out and played a really good game. I'm not going to say I'm the good luck charm, but, we haven't lost a game that I've attended. So, I'll just leave that out there.
Thanks.
Next up is Andrew Kahn from M Live.
Hey, Hunter, you just talked about getting back to, your habits and playing Michigan basketball. I guess, can you put your finger on why, through 6 games, you haven't always been, doing those things as a team?
As a team, I think just because we're young, I think, last year people got, a little spoiled because of the fact that we were, a lot more experienced than we are this year. We got a lot of new pieces. We have 2 new starters. If you don't count B. Johns, if you count B. Johns, we have 3 new starters. So, we're still trying to, click there. And then also just everybody coming off the bench, except for T. Will. T. Will had some minutes last year, but most of those guys are guys who didn't play last year and are coming into new roles. And I think that's, something that we're still trying to figure out is, each other's roles. And I think right now, obviously we're not where we want to be, but that's fine. You don't want to peak at the beginning of the season. You want to peak at the end of the season when, winning matters more because there's less games to play. And so I think for us, just taking it one step at a time and, really having guys buy into the Michigan system and, what we're trying to do here offensively and defensively. I think it takes time. It's not going to be a thing that happens, in a week or not even a month, but I think towards the end of the season, when games are more important, I think we'll become that team that everybody thought we were going to be in the beginning of the season.
Okay, thanks. And then as far as you, getting your touches, I mean, the thing with being a center, I guess, is that you're not you're not going to be bringing the ball up the floor. Someone needs to pass it to you.
Yeah.
Like, is this something that's being discussed? Is it an issue right now that you're not, always getting the ball, on certain possessions, or what can you do to improve that, I guess?
Yeah, you're right. Like I'm a big man, so I'm not able to bring the ball up. Sometimes I wish I could, bring the show out the handle. But I think it's just it's a team thing. I think we're not clicking as a unit, and so obviously that there's the trickle down effect to that. I think we're just trying to find our groove right now and trying to find that chemistry and trust in each other. And I think that's going to come over time, is playing more and more with each other. And I think, as long as we just buy into the offense and what Coach Howard's, teaching us, and, the plays and stuff like that, I feel like everything will sort out itself.
Thanks so much.
Next question is from David Wallace from Sports Illustrated.
Hi, Hunter. My question is, you grew up in the DMV area, and which was ACC country, which still is ACC country. What were your feelings towards UNC when you were younger, growing up there?
I think growing up in ACC country, I never realized it was ACC country, but I guess it is. I would always watch the Duke North Carolina games. Those were always really fun. I never had I feel like I never had a feeling for North Carolina. Like I never really liked them or really disliked them. I think they were always a really good team. Actually, I take that back. I liked UNC when they had Tyler Hansborough and Ty Lawson. And like Wayne Ellington was on that team. That team was really fun to watch. I remember them. Roy Williams was always a good coach. And I remember going to the UNC arena when my brother was playing, because they used to have like that tournament where you'd play at Duke's arena, UNC's arena, and North Carolina State, and just seeing the arena, it was really big. And so I'm really excited to play in it. I feel like it's going to be a really good atmosphere, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
Next question is from Jack Kingsley from the Michigan Daily.
Hey, Hunter. You guys have struggled with rebounding at times this year, and UNC is a very good rebounding team. What have you been working on in practice to improve that?
Yeah, obviously, I think rebounding is something that we can definitely get better with. That's something that Coach Howard is, constantly preaching to us. I think it's, woven into our practices, working on rebounding. And so I think it's something that we're all conscious of and something that we're all making the effort to. I think that's something that, people are just getting used to the level of play in this, I guess. I can't say conference yet because we haven't played any Big Ten teams yet, but just level of play in, high Division I. And so I think people are just getting adjusted to that. And I think, it's something that I definitely had to get adjusted to. And so I don't think it's something that we should be worried about. I think it's something that we can get a pulse on and get better with over time.
And then I know you and Armando have played together in the past. Can you talk a little about your relationship with him and if you're looking forward to that matchup?
Yeah, me and Armando started playing when I was in 7th and he was in 8th. He played with Team Takeover, me, him, and T. Will. He was a really good player for us. We won a lot of games together. He's somebody who I really enjoy on and off the court. He's a really funny guy. And so being able to play against him will be really fun. I'm excited for that matchup.
Thanks.
Next up is Michael Cohen from the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Hunter, you mentioned the importance of having everybody buy into the way things need to be done at Michigan and from the Michigan basketball program. And after the tournament in Las Vegas, Juwan had said that he sensed there were some moments when certain individuals, he didn't specify who, had been resistant to some that they were trying to make, and that he wasn't concerned about it. It's part of the learning process and the growth. But I guess from your perspective, had you noticed guys that were maybe resisting some of the things the coaches were trying to impart on them earlier? And is that a concern for you at all?
I wouldn't say like resisting. I think it's just trying to break old habits of, wherever they were before Michigan, trying to break those habits of, either like guarding a certain way or, like just some things on offense, like with ball screens, like looking like, a lot of guards, aren't taught that pocket pass that, is important for us in our offense. And so I think it's just continuing to try to break old habits. And I think it's something that, like I said, I keep saying will come over time. I think, we have a group of guys who are willing to learn and not even willing to learn, eager to learn. And so I don't think it'll be a problem for us trying to break those old habits that people might have from previous coaches and previous teams.
Thank you.
Next question is from CL Brown from the Raleigh News and Observer.
Hi, Hunter. I kind of wanted to follow up on a question about Armando. Have you guys kind of stayed up? Like, do you have that kind of relationship where you might text each other and that kind of thing during the season, or is it more just kind of like you catch up when you see them?
I mean, I don't really text too many people outside of my team, just during the season, because I'm really focused on, my team and my guys, trying to build that relationship. And it's just like everybody else is kind of like the enemy technically. And so I don't really like do that kind of thing. But I mean, obviously, we'll talk like, we'll slide up on each other's Instagram stories and stuff like that. I'll snap them every once in a while. We definitely keep in communication, but it's not like anything like on an everyday basis, I'd say. But we definitely do keep in contact for sure. That's somebody who I'm really cool with, and somebody that I like to be around and hang around and talk to.
And both teams are coming into this game with 2 losses this early in the season. How much does that add to kind of the sense of urgency, without being so dramatic to saying it's like a must win, but how much does that kind of add to the intensity?
I mean, obviously it's going to be an intense game because, Michigan and UNC, we've played a lot in recent years. And so I feel like it's starting to become, a big game for us and them. And so I think it'll be a high intensity game, regardless of, for the fact of, we have 2 losses and they have 2 losses. I think, right now, obviously, you're not going to ever say that a game is not important and a game is something like you don't need to win the game. Obviously, you want to win every game, but I wouldn't say this is like a do or die type game. But obviously, we're treating it as a game that we really want to win, and a game that I think would really help us down the road. And I think it's a really good game and a really good test for us because, they play 2 bigs and they're a really physical team. And like like somebody else said, they're good at rebounding, and, they have really good guard play, just, really good team overall. And so I think that's something that will really prepare us well for the Big Ten. And I think it's a really good test for us and a game that we would really like to win.
Thanks.
Next up is Alejandro from the Michigan Insider.
Hunter, well, one of the reasons you named for coming back to Michigan was to experience that college life and the college atmosphere. This is a first true road test going into one of the better atmospheres in college basketball. What are you most looking forward to with that?
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody like 30 minutes ago about it and how this is our first true road game. I remember in DC, that was like pretty much a home game for us because, just the support that Michigan fans give around the country. They're really good at, traveling and giving us support in neutral site games. And so DC was, I feel like, a home game for us. And then out in Vegas, even though we were playing UNLV and, we were playing in Vegas, it felt like that was a neutral site game for us, maybe even like a home game. Not a home game, I'd say more neutral site game. I feel like it was 50-50. And then when we played Arizona, that felt like another game where I think we had a majority of Michigan fans in the crowd. And so we were really thankful for that. I feel like they gave us a big boost. But, having this test will be really good for us. UNC, I feel like, is a really good venue. They have really good fans there. And so I think it'll be a really good test for us because we're going to be going into hostile environments like Ohio State, Purdue, Illinois, forgetting a couple other ones. But, we have really good fans in the Big Ten and, really good home advantages. And so I feel like this will be a good first test for us to be able to play a really good team in a really good atmosphere on a big stage.